Hey guys, there.
It's Tim.
This is Glenda.
We are D&D Miniature and Board Games. So, got done. We played Carthage a couple rounds. I played it all last night doing demos at Discover Games. We're going to sit down. We're going to tell you what we thought of it. So, 5 categories that we score on, Tim.
Graphics and artwork, rulebook, components, replayability, and fun.
We score on a 1 to 5, 3 being average, 5 being great, 1 being crap. So, Tim always takes Carthage.
Carthage? Wow.
Wow.
Aren't
He took it. Artworks and graphics, Tim.
you? I think this is fantastic. I really like the dashboards. The artwork on them is pretty top notch. The artwork on the cards pretty top notch. So I actually gave artwork on this one, artwork and graphics, a 5.
Perfect.
Glenda.
I gave it a 4. I like the artwork. It's for me, it's original, and then from the very beginning, since we unboxed it, you can really feel the kind of game you're playing. So it brought in the the arena or that kind of game. So yeah, the artwork is original. I like it. The color combination, it's 4.
I gotta tell you, last time we were demoing it, we used everything, the beasts, everything. I would have completely given artworks and graphics a 5 on Carthage. I love it. I like the black and white, the little bit of color to it. But I gave it a 4.
Why?
The reason I gave it a 4 is, and one little thing sometimes affects that score for me, and with this one it was the tokens for the beasts. The tokens for the beasts, it's not really easy sometimes looking at all of them to tell what was what. You really had to kind of turn them and keep turning them and try and figure out, well, what is this? And that's the only reason. Everything else I thought was outstanding. I think that possibly the lack of color and too much graphic on those tokens caused them to be obscured. So I gave it a 4.
Like too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
You want to do rulebook?
Sure. I actually gave this rule book a 4. I was able to pick it up, read the setup, read the game progression, and actually the first time we went to just kind of practice play, I already had a feel for the game. It was just the actions, incorporating those with what I had read. So I thought it was laid out well. It's got a lot of good explanation in it. I think they really put a lot of thought into it, and it's not a huge rule book. It's very short.
Glenn?
I gave it a 4. It's not perfect, but the rule book, it's easy, it's simple, and it's short. Short and sweet.
So I gave the rulebook a 4 as well. I thought it was one of the better written rulebooks I've seen. For the most part, I think it was like 4 pages long for the major part of the game. The problem I ran into that didn't give it a direct 5 is they were so thorough on a lot, and then it was like a couple of the cards you kind of questioned how they worked, where they were so thorough on all the other things, and just like 1 or 2 things, and it's like it's strange that it was irritating for not having 1 or 2 things that were clearly defined when everything else was so well done.
Right.
But it really for such a really good rule book, that little bit was irritating enough to drop it to a 4 with me.
I understand that.
Components?
Go ahead and take components.
I gave components a 4. I thought everything was excellent. I really liked the figures. To tell you the truth, when I first popped these out, even during the unboxing, I believe I said I had to paint these.
Mm-hmm. And you did.
I have to paint you.
And I painted them.
And you did good.
It took me like an hour Monday night, and then clear coated and put some stuff on the base, and had them ready for the demos for the store on Tuesday night. I like the components. They're a 5. I even for a game like this, we wouldn't. When I first opened it up, I wouldn't even think that we would possibly want to play it more than a few times by looking at it. It has that look to it when we unboxed it. But I went ahead and sleeved everything just to be, because we were doing demos at the store. And I tell you, I think that this is going to probably slide into that regular regular game that we pull out to just play something when we aren't really wanting to really record or do anything for the channel.
But this is a card game, Eric.
It's a deck builder. Shut up. Who's next?
Alright, I'm next. I gave it a 5 also. I gave it a perfect score. It's well thought. From the figures to the cards to the dashboard and all the wooden blocks. I gave it a 5. It's perfect.
I don't think it was perfect. I think it was for a game of its size and its quality, it's above average. The figures, the minis are really nice. You did a good job painting them. I would have liked to have seen them before they were painted, just to see what they came like beforehand.
Sorry.
But
it's in the unboxing.
But
had you been here for the unboxing, you would have got to see them.
But I gave it an overall 4. I thought the components for this were pretty daggum good.
I'm gonna go with replayability start. I gave replayability a solid 5. You've got 80 different cards that you can go through that can change your deck of already 10. Each player gets 10 set cards to start with. And then as you go through and progress, you get to buy more. There's 80 cards to pick from, and I think there's some duplicates and triplicates, but not much. You've got a really, really good choices, which can make the abilities of your player a lot different. The other point is that you only get 5 cards per your turn. So even if you've got really decent stuff in there, you may get
you can't get to use it
5 cards that you can't do anything. You just can't do anything. You've got the different tokens that can add stuff on the board. You've got the beasts that you can bring in. You've got the different theaters that can be added. And then there's just the human factor when you add the human factor in of how different people play. We played the demos on Tuesday. We had a guy that all he did was run away from everyone. But tonight, when we did the playthrough with all 5 of us, everybody just gridded in and went at each other.
Yeah.
We didn't even have time to buy very much because everybody was just like pummeling each other. This game has huge replayability. I gave it a solid 5.
Tim?
I agree totally. It's an absolute 5.
Of course.
I can't add to it. It's definitely a 5.
Glenda?
I gave it a 4. Okay, as much as there's so many cards, the human factor, brain factor, or strategy, I can see and the probability of getting the same card, moving with a small, what do you call this? The arena or with
Small
that
arena.
That took that point from me. Even like I said, with all these cards, they're probably doing the same thing. It's just for me, it's a 4. Probably it's a bigger arena or more players. I don't know.
More cards.
More, yeah. So I guess
different players and maybe different starter decks.
Correct. It probably would, but with like you said, you have to use 5 cards on that round. You're still gonna get the same or something. So you know what? For me, it's a 4. I didn't give it a 5. It's not.
Okay, it's still a 4. It's above average.
But that's how I feel about it. You too.
Did you, Tim? Take fun.
I gave fun a 5. I mean, we had a blast both times we've played. and sounds like you guys had a lot of fun playing it over and over again last night.
The demos were hilarious. Like I
Yeah.
said, I took I got like 30 pictures that we put up on the Facebook page.
So I mean, I can't knock it. I had a lot of fun playing it tonight. You know, I wouldn't mind adding this to a regular. You
Game
know,
night.
yeah,
Game night.
just moving. Because they've got the, you know, you look at the rule books, they got the different setups for the arena.
Oh yeah, they do. There's
Um,
I think there's 8 or 10 different scenarios you
Yeah,
can use.
there's 10.
And like we actually experimented a little bit with the tokens last night, where instead of using the same ones every round, we would randomly put new ones out face down that you couldn't tell what they were. So you didn't know until you hit that token what it was.
Would that be
And then
a
after that round, they came off, you know. And
house rule?
yeah, and we
See?
put 5 new ones on. It was just
There you go. Then that will make a lot of difference.
Yeah,
with
I
that.
gave it a 5.
Hey, I gave it a 4. I like it. I had fun. It's an easy game. It's one of those games like you said, on a rainy day, grab you know a
Yeah, this is
game
definitely a rainy
and
day
sit
game.
down, play.
it
Everybody
could be very
can
depressing.
everybody can
If you're on
play,
the
have
wrong end
fun,
of it.
and you know put your own dialogues, and you have the commentators on the background. I mean, this is going to be a good, fun game. So I gave it a 4.
I think everybody knows I gave it a 5. I thoroughly enjoyed this game. I enjoyed this game all last night when I was playing it. I mean, I quickly painted up the figures so we had them.
Yes, you did. Excited.
It's
I mean-
it's got a lot of it. I actually tried to get figures for all the beasts, so we had the beasts for the playthrough.
For
But unfortunately, they only had 2, so I couldn't get the beasts.
From my standpoint, let me put it to you this way. You know, for me still considering myself a novice in the gaming world, this is a game that somebody that's new to board games
Oh.
could buy
Encouraging too, huh?
and play and understand and get to learn and have a buttload of fun. You know, it's I don't want to say it's oversimplified or anything like that, but they made it easy to understand what you have to do to play the game.
So are you saying that maybe it's easy to learn and possibly even easy to die?
Just like what it says on the box. Easy to learn, easy to die.
Is that where I got it from?
It could be.
Oh man, subliminal messages.
There you go.
Hey, we'd like to thank Luke at SAS Creative for giving us the opportunity and sending us a copy of Carthage so that we could play it. We could tell you what we thought about it, and we can continue to play it. This is going in our round. We really enjoyed this game.
Actually, it's really good.
And Tim is right.
Different.
Different.
It's different.
Tim is right too. It is also a game that's going to be very easy to teach a novice how to play, especially not just a board game, but you're incorporating the deck building card system too.
And
Correct.
you got miniatures, so you get to, you know, if
It's
you
like
like to.
all in one.
You ever wanted to sit there and you like me? What first interested me in any of this stuff was looking at Eric's Warhammer stuff, you know, and seeing those miniatures and saying, "Dude, how did you paint this?" You know, seeing these miniatures and saying, "Oh man, I want to paint them." You know, I mean, it's another thing. It's a great little game for somebody to pick up, learn, paint, play. You know,
It's all in one, right?
yeah.
You have the figures, you have the cards.
It's easy to play.
You have
It's
the
easy
trapper?
to die.
Easy to play, easy to die.
Everything's here.
So what was
there.
what was the overall then?
Overall score for Carthage, 4.4.
4.4.
4.4 out of 5.
Great game.
Way above average. Excellent game. Yeah, really enjoyed it. Thank you again for giving us the opportunity to review it and play it. We
Enjoyed it.
like this game.
Yeah.
So guys, as always, support your local gaming. We support Discover Games, Fayetteville, Georgia, Meeple Madness, Flowery Branch, Georgia, First Edition Comics, Peachtree City. Is there anybody else we're leaving out that we've been to lately?
Oh, you just added to one. So
Guys, as always, like we say, go to your local gaming. Support your local gaming. Those stores need to stay in place. It's easy to go to eBay and Amazon, but make sure you're supporting local. As always, guys, game on.
Game on, folks.
game on.
Solo vi ilusión, pero al fin y al cabo yo caí con este papelón. Me envolviste con palabras que ya no